Hi everyone.
What's up?
It's another day.
Another day.
You just get.
What?
Just gonna. You're like a parrot over there.
All right, I won't.
Hey,
I won't do that.
It's too late. It's already
here. I can't edit this out.
Hey everyone. Hey. It's another day. It's another day.
I'm still trying to wake up.
Is it? Oh well. How do you think? I literally just got out of bed.
I know. I walked into Gino's room and I just see him laying on his bed, and I was like, "Have you even gotten up today?"
I got up, took a piss, got this other table, and then plopped back down and started watching Star Trek, because that's usually how I spend my mornings before work. It gets me in the most positive mood I can get in before I have to go into work.
Before you're miserable.
Not a very positive fucking thing at all. It's all I have to look forward to is Star Trek in the morning, and then Star Trek during work. Because I'll just sit in my office and watch.
You don't watch Star Trek while you're operating a forklift, do you?
No, because I won't be able to hear it. I really won't. It's too loud. If I could, I would. But it's too. In the new stand-up we used to have one stand-up forklift that it was a stand-up, but also had a seat so you could sit down in it. Mm-hmm. And its one control panel was like perfectly slanted where you could put a phone. Ooh. Like right there. And I used to put one headphone in all the time and just watch whatever. And like just sit there and stare at it and like, oh, and then drive my forklift. But this one we have a new stand-up that's like a real stand-up. Like there's no seat. It's like a real stand-up, and there's like no like perfect slant. And I'm like, fuck it. So that's why I'll just listen to shit through audio on that one, like a podcast, like the Super Mega podcast, or
Would you like to continue podcast?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that one's shit.
I don't listen back to that. There's nothing to listen. There's nothing to hear from that at all.
I was asking Gino before. He told me he had a funny story to tell me last night, but we decided to save it for the podcast. What was your funny story?
I never told you that. No,
You're fucking with me.
Yeah, it's like a quick funny, because it's gonna be funny because how I react. So I was in WaWa yesterday, and it wasn't too crowded.
You always have good stories in WaWa.
Well, the weirdest things happen in WaWa. I have a bunch of WaWa stories. I have two WaWa stories. I have one from yesterday and then one on Monday. So I was in there, and I was just like waiting for my food, and it was just like this like really small, like old, like nice looking old lady, like if you Googled grandma,
that should be the first,
and then Google the image, that's who would pop up. So I saw, like, I would like glance over and it looked like she was kind of like looking at me, and I was just like, oh, whatever, and I just minded my business. I'm waiting for my food, waiting for my hoagie that I purchased, and then she came up to me. And she's like, so, if it was anyone else, they would have gotten a completely different reaction out of me. She comes up to me and she goes, I just want you to know that God loves you. and I felt like I just had to tell you that. And I was just like, I looked at her, and she's like 4'9", you know what I mean? Just like the smallest human in the world.
Yeah. And
just like a really sweet old lady. I was just like, thank you. I go, thank you.
She must have seen how miserable you were.
She's like, you're welcome, young man. And just like walked away. I was like, I was just like,
at least you're not a complete monster.
Literally anyone else said that to me, they would have gotten a completely different reaction of, get the fuck away from me. And don't ever put your hand on my arm again. But it's like, she was like 4'9".
Yeah.
She had to be 95. Just sweet old little lady. And then she's got her shit and just went away. And I was just like, all right. I didn't know what else to say to her. So I just closed my eyes. I was like, thank you. I was like, thank you. She said, you have a good day? I was like, yeah, you too. She walked out. I was like, oh, fucking Christ. And then the guy across the counter like heard it. And he just like looked at me and just like smirked. I was like, what can I do? I go, what could have I done any different? I was like, fuck! I just grabbed my sandwich and I left. That's what happened yesterday. And then the day before, another funny WaWa story was, I hate, like, I'll be at WaWa sometimes and you'll get like one person that doesn't understand how it works. Like they'll print out.
Oh, you were telling me about
this
this.
guy printed out his ticket and then just sat there after it's printed out.
Oh, no.
Like and the one guy, I guess, kind of maybe saw him and he's like, yeah, he's like, you can go and pay for it. We'll call you a number when he gets down. He goes, oh, I don't wait for my sandwich first. I'm like, how do you? No, it's like I don't understand that people have never been to a WaWa before.
The printout too tells you.
It says pay at the thing. That's why it's like so stupid. So he goes like, oh, I thought I'd get my sandwich first. The guy's like, no, go pay. He said that. He goes, listen, take you go pay. He's like, oh, okay. And then he went up there and paid us. It's like, but then he was like, then he was annoying. Then he came back and stood like right in front of where the sandwiches come out. And there's like other people's sandwiches that are going to come out before yours. So he's just like standing in the way. And then of course my sandwich was called.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm like, why are you standing here? I was like, fucking, I'm like, your sandwich is not going to come up right. I'm like, move. And I grabbed my sandwich and I was like, fucking Christ.
Gino has very little patience.
No patience at all. It's like the one dude that was like standing like perfectly in like the middle of like WaWa, like perfectly blocking your way to get to the sandwich things to like put like your order in. He was like, because like this WaWa got redone, so before there was like some big fuck off thing and then some other big fuck off thing, and it was like a narrow walkway to like, get in between the screen, and touch the screens, and he was standing like right there, and I was just like, I walked in, I was like trying to like maneuver, but he just like was like standing like perfect. I was like, whatever. So I went by and like I bumped him. He was like, "Ugh." He was like this big guy. He's like, "Ugh." It's like his voice sounded like that too. He's like, you could have said, "Excuse me." I was like, "You could have not taken up the whole fucking store." And I just put my and he just like stood there, was just like, and just shook his head. And I was like, "Fucking shake your head, you want, asshole?" I was like, "You're standing in the middle of the fucking floor like a Dumbo." Fucking a Snorlax in the middle of a WaWa store. Snorlax. That's pretty much what it was. Dude was huge, like, in both aspects. Like, he was like big, like fat wise, but he was also like 6'5". Yeah. He was like a huge human. But I was like, I don't bend the knee to no man. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'll fight anyone. I don't care if I lose. There's no way I'm gonna be like, "But sorry, sir." Stand up, move, you fat fuck. Move, you giant fucking Snorlax. And then you bumped me. Couldn't say no, excuse me. No, fuck you, dude. You're in the middle of the way. And it was like the good thing I did it because there was like a little girl like behind him that was kind of like doing like the tiptoe thing, like thinking about it, like how to go about it. And then I came up behind her and I went around her and I fucking like jammed through. She was able just to slip right through, and I saw her at the screen like because I only got 30 minutes to order a sandwich. I only got 30 minutes when I clock out.
Yeah.
When I do clock out. And I was like in a rush and I wanted to get this done. I want to get back to my place so I can sit there and eat and I can enjoy the rest of my day. And fucking Snorlax with his arms out like a fucking V, just like blocking everyone. This is so stupid. There's always like once in a while it's like some idiot at WaWa that just snarls the whole thing, or the people who like go up to like the cashier and then just like sit and dig in their wallets for 5 minutes also really pissed me off. Like that's happened a few times with some guys. It's like, oh, I think I got 5 quarters. It's like, just hand your $2. No, I don't know why this obsession with people's fucking exact change either. It used to happen to me all the time when I worked on the boardwalk. Someone handed me 20. I'm like, all right, cool. When I put 20 in, they're like, wait, I think I have the exact change. I'm like, I already put 20 in, dude. He's like, well, I'll just hand you. I go, no, I'm not. No, this is your fucking change. I go and wait now for your stupid ass fucking fries. I go, how are you not prepared to pay me properly the second you walk up? Or I go to Walmart.
He didn't know about the tax, Gino. He's from New York.
No, he knew.
He knew.
No, he knew. No, did I not explain that correctly?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did. You're just stupid. So
why am I stupid?
Yeah, you're just dumb. So, because the tax, what you said made no sense.
Why? Isn't the tax different in different
No, he knew the amount.
Okay.
He gave me a 20.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't want coins back. He just wanted cash. So that's why he gave me the...
I thought you were saying have it ready before you even order it.
$15.50,
Gotcha.
And he wanted to hand me 50 more cents or whatever it was, but it wasn't that. It was probably like $17.29, and I'm not doing it. You already gave me your 20. You're not. You're. This is it. This is what you're getting.
Where are my fries?
Well, we've had people. I told you that people have walked away when they found out the tax is like whatever percent. Because like I remember back in the summer, it was like 5%. And this huge Indian family showed up, and she ordered a shit ton of food. It came to like $89.50 or something insane like that. She's like, "What's the tax here?" And I was like, "It's 5%." She's like, "Well, we're gonna go somewhere else." I was like, "Statewide." I go. You're not gonna go somewhere else to get a better tax deal. It's not how it works here. I was like, New Jersey's 5%. I go, anywhere you go, it's gonna be a 5% tax. Why is it so expensive? I was like, lady, are you gonna fucking order food? I was like 19. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and explain to you our tax system in my country. I'm like, are you gonna order fucking food or you're not gonna order food? And she just ended up staying there and ordering. I was like, oh my fucking God. People ask me all the time. People are like, why is it like this here? I don't know. I fucking work here.
I'm 19.
I put fries in a fryer. I have no idea how my government works. Nor do I care. I don't know how the parking enforcement works. I don't know how anything works. Other people ask me, like, why is it so expensive to park here? I was like, because it's fucking the boardwalk.
Yeah, well, I know why isn't it?
Expensive here. There's nothing not expensive here. There's nothing free here. You want to go to the beach? That's $20.
Yeah.
You want to park? That's $50. I remember one time going to Seaside with parking. I saw, it was 4th of July weekend, I saw a sign that said $80 to park.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like $75-$80 to park.
I've never seen it that high.
Yeah, it was bad. And it was packed too, and people were paying it. And we wanted to go. I was with all my friends, and I was like, do we all want to like chip in like $20? But I was like, nah, we're just going to drive around. We'll find a spot. We found a spot like a mile away from Seaside. I can't remember where we parked. I don't know if it was even legal. I used to hide my truck between buses in Point Pleasant. But I worked there. There was a school there, and they had like their buses parked there. Yeah. But they'd always have a spot in between the buses. And I had like a pickup, but it was a small little racing pickup, so I used to be able to hide it between the buses. And it saved me like a fucking...
There you go, ninja.
Yeah, and I always think, like, man, I'm going to come back one day and it's going to be towed. It's going to be, I'm going to come back from work and it's going to be towed.
You have to call your dad.
Yeah, I mean, he would, whatever. He would not be happy. But
Dad?
Hey, Dad, I parked between 2 buses and I fucking parked it. And now it's gone. I got to grab the water.
Go grab your water.
I'll walk over here.
New exciting thing me and Gino have been watching and checking out.
Nope.
No. I was going to talk about Chernobyl on HBO. That shit's really good. It's only 1 episode out.
It's my favorite disaster to ever happen.
That's pretty crazy.
Reds. Yeah, Chernobyl was a pretty bad thing. The show's great. The show Chernobyl's great. It's on HBO now. It was only 1 episode.
Is it surprising that like should Chernobyl be common knowledge, you think? Because I was surprised that like our friend Nick didn't know what Chernobyl was. Really? Well, then I tried to explain it to my mom too. She didn't know what Chernobyl was either.
You're not giving me really good.
No, I'm not giving
examples of the. I think they may be the minority. I don't know. I mean, I guess Chernobyl is pretty well known. I could have sworn we learned about it in high school, but maybe we didn't.
Well, for those of you who don't know, it was a nuclear factory, power plant. It's a nuclear power plant that exploded in Ukraine.
And melted down.
And there's no core. And that's not possible.
And the people in charge really botched it. They could have made it.
Yeah, I didn't know about like the specifics of it.
Yeah, I've watched so many like mini documentaries on it, and because I'm a big history buff, so I'm always YouTubing and Googling stuff that happened in history because I get off on that shit. And Chernobyl's like one of the ones that like they look back and everyone that was in charge just like dropped the ball completely. For some reason, they didn't want to believe the reactor blew up. Yeah. They wanted to believe it was just a hydrogen buildup, and the roof.
They'd have people straight up tell them there's no core, and they're like, "That's not possible."
Yeah, they're like, "No."
Look again. Like what?
And mostly is because they were afraid of the repercussions.
Yeah.
Right.
Repercussions.
The word just melted on my tongue. Of the communists, they're afraid of the communist government. They're afraid to get fucking sent into a camp and never seen again. So they're like, we no, this did not happen.
Yeah, that one dude, when problems were happening, the first thing he brings up is that he has to explain it to like that board of people. He doesn't worry about the people.
Communism isn't a great thing. So all you people thinking about voting for Bernie Sanders. Poor Bernie Sanders always gets grouped in, but it was a bad disaster, man. Everyone thought it was just a roof fire. Yeah. So all those firemen were there being exposed to the equivalent of like 4 million chest X-rays.
That was crazy, that one scene where the guy picks up, like, the chunk of the core.
Literally a chunk of the, like, in the inner of the core where the rods go down.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what do you think this is? And then 2 seconds later, his hand's dissolving in his glove.
Yeah.
Because of the intense radiation. And they'll have, like, that red skin forming. Because you can get, like, burned from, like, that much radiation. I read a report a while ago that one of the firefighters, I think he ended up dying. He had so much radiation. Right? So he must have got blank with it so bad, his eye color changed from brown to blue.
Whoa.
Which I don't know why that would happen.
Right.
But it happened. I'm sure something on the cellular level went awry and changed his fucking eye color.
Or that was crazy too, like the guy, he like goes up the stairs and he bumps into someone just like pukes blood on him.
Yeah, it's pretty. You see, like that one guy, like start like bleeding. That was like
Just spots like on his leg and shit. Like
because like radiation, the way you die from radiation poisoning is that your body, the radiation literally breaks down like your DNA and your cells.
Okay.
So like you literally dissolve because all your molecules and everything's being destroyed by the radiation, and you just melt away. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
that's gotta be like one of the worst ways.
Yeah, you dissolve. You just dissolve.
You just melt.
Literally, it's like bad. Like I think one of the first things that like melts on you is like your tongue too. Like you'll lose your tongue first. It's like one of the first things that like dissolve, and then like your skin, and then.
Oh, remember that one dude who's just like on the ground, like bloody, and he could like barely talk too.
Yeah.
And then he's carrying him, and he just eventually leaves him because he realizes he's dead.
Yeah, it's like in your insides, and it's not a good way. There's many ways to die. Probably by radiation is not one of them.
No, it's just crazy too. They had like the meters, and it's like, oh, the meter's maxed out. That's not good, but it's not bad.
The little meters, that's not good, but it's not horrible.
It's like, what?
And then like the other meter maxed out too. Oh, they sent us faulty equipment. Great. Oh no, then we got another one. That one maxed out too. And they're like, it can't be. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
We're not getting in trouble.
And then you have the one sensible guy in the room. He's just like, no, like there's people puking outside the building. This radiation's bad. We need to evacuate the whole town. And then the one old guy's just like, you know what the first name of this town was?
So, communism.
Communism.
Now-
Yeah, communism.
Everyone.
We lock it down. Nobody leaves.
Yeah, nobody leaves. Nobody comes in, and they're sending like 30,000 soldiers.
Oh my god.
Communism, man. That's the USSR.
Fucking nuts. But yeah, I can't wait to watch more of it. It's very interesting.
Every Monday, I'm pretty excited. Something to give me to look forward to instead of just watching Game of Thrones.
Which is a topic that we keep saying that we're going to talk about, and then we always forget.
Well, I mean, it's like hard to talk about Game of Thrones.
Why?
Because it's like, especially like, I don't know, I feel like it's so known that it's like, well, what can we say
That hasn't been said.
that hasn't been said of entertainment?
Gotcha.
Except for that, you know, the coffee was kind of cool.
I did not notice that.
Big fan of the coffee cup on the table, and everyone's like, you can't believe this got by them. It's like, dude, you know how much fucking footage these guys go through?
Yeah.
The editors just sit there all fucking day. Because you know that scene was probably like 35 fucking takes.
Yeah.
35 takes.
Not only that there's only so much the editor can do. He's like, every shot, there's this fucking Starbucks cup.
He probably even noticed it. I mean, they're probably like, they're just going through and they're like, yeah, all right, that looks good. And then the last editor is like, watches the episode and is just like, yeah, I don't know, it looks good to me.
Like I said, I didn't notice it. So
Who cares? I think it's hilarious. They should start leaving other things throughout like the show. I think that'd be funny. You saw like a
you just see Grey Worm walk out and he's got like iPod AirBuds in his ear.
I can't remember what. I think it was in that show that one time someone had like a. I thought in that show someone had like a watch on.
Oh, did they?
Shots like earlier in the season. That happens a lot, like in movies and stuff that are like supposed to be like old time. I think in Glory, that Civil War movie I was telling you about, there's a scene where a guy's like, hurrah! And he has like a watch, like a G-Force watch on his wrist and stuff like that.
That's great.
Which is hilarious.
It's not as bad as what I was thinking of. What's the movie that Ben Affleck did when they pretend that they're shooting a movie to save those people that are locked up in the UN building?
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like in that movie, he was wearing like a modern day watch, and it's supposed to be the 70s.
That's funny.
Or you've seen the edit the guy drinking the cup of water in The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
That one's funny too.
It's hot.
It's a zombie drinking water.
They should just play it off as like, that's actually a whisperer.
Those are yeah, right. They've been here around since the first season.
This is good.
And then another whisperer comes. Oh, what are you doing?
Can't drink water. They're gonna know it's us. It's hot. We're filming in Georgia. It's hot. I drink water too. It's hot, man. Imagine filming in Georgia, wherever they are now.
They always like. I'll say like no matter how good they look on the show, they always look sweaty.
Yeah, because they're filming in Georgia.
In the fucking summer.
And now that or in Virginia no, they're in Maryland now. I guess they would film. I don't know who knows where they film now. I'm sure they just film wherever the fuck they want to film now. I'll go, yeah, we're in.
I could have sworn they actually do film in Georgia, but I could be wrong.
Well, I know they did for a while because that's where the show started. It started in Atlanta and then outbranch, but now they're in Washington D.C. Oh. And you know Washington D.C. is not in Georgia, right?
What?
It's in Maryland.
Maryland.
I think. I'm pretty sure it's in Maryland. Is it in Maryland? It's in. You know what's annoying about this country?
What is?
Our state lines sometimes are fucking ridiculous.
How so?
Because they're just like they overlap and they get like super close to each other sometimes. Like you'll have like where the fuck is a stupid fucking state? Yeah, it's in Maryland. Okay, I was right. But it's like I'm looking at the map. It's like there's Maryland, and then right next to it is Delaware. But if you zoom in, there's a piece of land that's owned by Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. It's a single little piece of land. It's 3 fucking states, all taking a part of this little bullshit fucking road that I drove across, actually, when I was driving back from Florida.
So you're in like 3 different states at once driving through that road?
Well, like in a second.
Yeah.
So I took the Chesapeake Bay bridge thing, and then you drive up this like fucking little dumbass thing. Then at 1 second you're in fucking Virginia, and then you're in Maryland, and then you're in Delaware. But it's like the same little chunk of land just split up 3 different ways. It's all weird. Farmland, and it's disgusting. And it was the worst part of the fucking trip. We pull it. We go the Bay Bridge is cool because it's like a bridge, and then it's like a tunnel. Then it's a bridge and it's a tunnel. It goes like that, like the whole way through, and it's like a really like in the middle of the ocean. It's pretty fucking sick. And then you get on land, and it's just farms, and it smells like horse shit the entire time.
Of course it does.
Oh my god, I just want to go back home. It's like it's so fucking gross, and it was hot, and it was steamy, and it smelled. I was in a car for 9 hours.
You're just in a bad mood.
I was tired. I was so fucking sick and tired. Good look at a nap.
Oh, woke me up.
Oh, how long have we been doing this?
We've been doing it for 23 minutes now.
I'm trying to think of something else exciting that happened.
Nothing exciting happens in New Jersey. Gino, stop kissing the microphone.
Yesterday I was driving home. Oh, this is a good story. Before I was driving home, a thunderstorm rolled on through by my work. My boy Eddie texted me. He was like, dude, sick ass thunderstorm hitting me. And he kind of lives by my work. I was like, ooh. So I walked outside, and it was just lightning like crazy. It was before the storm got there.
Yeah.
So it's just like lightning in the sky. It was like really wild lightning. And at night, it looks even cooler, obviously. And it was like going across the clouds. I was like, whoa, this is nice. I'm in the parking lot just staring at it. And then a lightning strike hits like 2 parking lots away from me.
Wow.
Like way too close for my comfort. It was like boom, and like it was like super loud, and it was so close I tasted like metal in my mouth.
Oh shit.
I was like, well, I'm gonna go back inside now. Like maybe I should be standing during a lightning storm in the middle of a parking lot where I'm the tallest thing by like a mile. I wasn't really thinking. So I almost died last night by a lightning strike.
I mean, if anyone was going to survive a lightning strike, it'd...
Probably, yeah. That happened to me twice now in my life. One time when I was in...
Oh, you almost got hit?
4th grade.
Yeah.
They let us out for recess. Shout out to North Jersey school systems. And it was like a thunderstorm like coming, but they're like, we'll just let them out. And, you know, if it starts to rain, we'll bring it back in. And then it was during the day, though, so maybe they didn't see the lightning. And a lightning struck so close, I felt like the ground, like... Whoa. Like we felt it. Oh, you know, let me back up. Before it even hit, we tasted metal in our mouth. And apparently that's a sign that, like, a lightning's about to strike really close to you.
Oh, shit.
Like, that's, like, a sign. And I remember, like, my friend, like, dude, you taste metal? And then, boom, and it was like, I don't know if it was in the woods somewhere. I don't know, it was close, and everyone just fucking ran for their lives back inside, and it's pretty wild. Lightning's terrifying, man.
Yeah, I've never had an experience like that, but I would shit my pants. Oh.
What have you done? What was the most outrageous experience you've ever had in your entire life?
I've almost died in the ocean.
Yeah, well, that's like stupidity. Who doesn't know how to swim? Idiots.
Yeah, there was one time, me and my friends, we were swimming in the ocean, and our boy Gonzo decided to swim out like
real far,
as hard as he can. We all started swimming back. He was just like stuck. Like I think he had, I don't know if he cramped up or not, but he was stuck in what's it called?
The rip current?
Yeah. And so me and then my friend Tommy went out to fucking get him. And then the three of us were all stuck in it. And we're all just like fucking holding on to each other's shoulders. And fucking Gonzo would go under the water. And then he would like push up on me and Tommy's shoulders. And like I would go down under the water. That shit was scary. I think we were stuck in there for like a good 40 minutes until we were able to fucking get out. But I tell you, like, when your foot first hits the sand and you can feel ground, you're like, oh, thank you. Thank you.
Never had a near drowning experience.
Fucking scary.
I've been very lucky to be a strong swimmer.
Yeah.
Like, my whole life, I've been very good at it. Been swimming in lakes and pools and ocean shit tons of time. I think the closest I ever got to maybe, I experienced a rip current. It was like forever ago, though, when I was like in 8th or 9th grade. But like, I knew you just chill.
Yeah.
You guys didn't know you freaked out. Just chill. Just lay back and just chillax. And then when it's done with you, pulling you, then you just kind of swim to the side and you swim back in. It's pretty simple, but you know, in that state of mind, that's not coming through your head.
That's what Tommy was doing. And then I don't remember why me and Gonzo were just going underwater and then out.
Yeah, just float.
Yeah.
That's all. Just lean back and just fucking chill, man. There's no, you know, I've never had like any terrifying moment in the ocean or like swimming ever in my life. I've never been like, I'm gonna die. I think the closest besides that was like one time we went to Delaware for camping and we were all like drunk, like on floats going down the river, and I fell off it. And like my float like went away from me, and like the river was like super deep. I'm like, I'm not swimming this whole fucking river. I wouldn't say I was scared. I was like annoyed. I was like, and I just ended up just like kind of just like laying on my back, and my cousin got my tube from me, gave it back. I was like, thank you. And I went back on top. I was like, oh man, I'm not swimming this whole fucking river. I was like, fuck that. It was like super. I didn't realize how deep it was too. Like I went out, I was like, oh shit, this river's pretty deep, huh? And like I don't trust fresh water. Fresh water creeps me out more because there's no snapper turtles in the ocean. There's snapping turtles in the rivers. There's snapping turtles in lakes, and those terrify me. those are I'll fight a shark, but I do not want to play. I do not want to play a game with a snapping turtle because I know I'll lose every fucking time. Those things are I hate snapping turtles.
Do you have any other like near death experiences that you could think of? The ocean one's really the only one I have.
Death.
I don't have anything else exciting.
Die.
You were right at death's door, and you're like, "Come here, let me give you a kiss."
Oh, it's tough. I don't think I ever got like super close. Probably maybe the closest when I was like riding my skateboard down a hill.
You used to ride skateboards?
Quotation. I used to sit on a skateboard at the top of a really high hill, and like you know, like those people that like luge and they.
Yeah.
I used to do that with a skateboard. I thought it was fun. Like you could buy like a giant skateboard. It's called a mongoose, and that's like one of the ways you could do. You get on the top of a hill and you just fucking like.
I'm pretty sure I've done that before.
You go thing, but like they're built to like when you lean to the right, you know, like it moves it to the right. It's like super flexible, like sitting wise. So I used to do it all the time. There's this giant hill where I used to live, and I was going down it with my friends, and we were like zooming, and I mean like we're going, but there's like roads like on this hill that you can like drive. It's like it wasn't a smart idea. And when I was coming down, I saw a big truck pull out and like stop, and I was like, oh no. I'm going to whack into this truck. So I had to make a decision with hit the truck. Who knows if it's going to move and then run me over or try to like jump off this skateboard. So when I was going down, I kind of like jimmied it to like the side of the road and there was like a lawn coming up and I just went like, what? And I just jumped off it and rolled on the lawn and like Actually, didn't really get any injury whatsoever.
That's good.
Not really. So maybe that isn't a good example. But that's when I thought I was fucked. That's the closest I thought I was fucked. And my skip would just go woo underneath the truck and go out wherever the fuck it went. I found it like at the bottom of like a cul-de-sac, like 3 blocks away, because the hill's like intense. It goes through like neighborhoods and it's like a crazy hill. And yeah, I never like had any other real near death. I mean, no.
That reminded me.
No one can kill me.
When I was a kid, my mom decided it would be a good idea to get me like a motorcycle, like a mini one for.
Yeah.
And I was driving down the road. I don't think I even had a helmet on either. And I just remember turning the bike. But as I'm like turning to the right, my like arm went down and I like hit the gas really.
Oh no.
And I fucking like hit into a car and fell off of it. And then after that, my mom got rid of it.
No, I do have a good near death.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, you just reminded me with the motorcycle.
We were.
You talking about the one that we were both in?
Which one was that one?
I was going to talk about.
The Dance Gavin Dance one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about a quad, but yeah, I guess.
Your other one?
Well, that one, I wouldn't have died. Your brother would have, but I would have. That one's easy. I can tell that one first. That's an easy one. We're going to a concert, and we have to make a left across this road to go to Starling Ballroom. And there was a van coming, but he had his right blinker on. So I was like, oh, he's gonna go right. I can go left. So I start going left, and the dude didn't go right, and he was like coming, and I was like, fuck, we're about to get hit. And I kind of like I don't know what I even did. I think I jerked the wheel a certain way.
Fucking jerked it real hard.
And like I hit the gas, and I went on the angle that just got us like by it. And his Steve's brother was like leaning against the passenger window where the car would have collided. Your brother would have, without a doubt.
Well, the best is hearing Nick's perspective.
Oh, that he saw it and just went back to sleep.
Yeah, he was sleeping in the car. He opens his eyes. He sees the van, and then he closes his eyes. He's like, I'm not dealing with this.
It was, I forgot about that. Yeah, wouldn't have been death for me. Would have been a shit accident about that guy. That's why I hate people who ride the blinkers on.
Yeah.
My God, this guy's making a right, so I can make a left. No, I'm going forward. Fucking moron. And then some members of the guys saw it.
Yeah, those 2 guys saw it. They're like, oh shit, that was you. Yeah. They saw us.
They pulled up next to us in the parking lot. Was that you guys that like almost got killed by that van? Yeah. So the other one was our grandfather used to have like property up in New York State, and I was riding quads, and I used to be a real asshole with quads. Because, I'm an asshole in life. So I used to like go really fast over hills. No. So we're driving the one time, and I had my cousin Chris on the back. We were like doing a turn, and I like hit it way too hard. And I was trying to like skid out, and the fucking quad. I felt its 2 wheels go up. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh no. And I was like trying to lean to one side to get it back down, but Chris didn't know what the fuck was going on. And the quad flipped.
Oh, fuck.
Quad flipped. We landed. I let go of the quad. I saw the quad go over me. And I thought for a second it was going to land on top of me. And its wheel landed like right next to my shoulder.
Oh my God.
And then rolled again. And I was like, oh, that would have hurt. Well, that would have hurt. And I was like, you're all right, Chris? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, let's get it back on. And it wasn't fucked up or anything. I just got right back on it, and then I popped a wheelie, and Chris was like, can you please stop? And I was like, no. I used to take it on the road, because, there'd be, like, real roads around there, but you're not supposed to take quads on. I get that quad to, like, 70 on the road. Like, max it out and just go flying by my grandfather's house. I was in Dutch trouble in those fucking... That's all I did, because I don't like hunting.
Yeah.
And I didn't really like the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get dragged up there, and I was like, the only thing that was fun to me was quads. So you should just go I'm just going to go as fast as I can on this thing and see what happens. I'm going to go over. I used to like whiz around trees. Like I was like, I pretend I was like an Endor, like that Star Wars. So you go just like, I used to go in the woods and just fucking like up the fucking trails and just, yeah, it was,
fucking insane.
I was stupid. I was a fucking kid.
I couldn't.
I pretty much. I couldn't do anything. I was like 16 when I used to do this. I go on the road and do like burnouts on the road and stuff, and then I just get yelled at. I was a fucking asshole of a kid.
Since you brought up upstate New York, I was wondering if you could tell that horror story.
Can't be told.
Okay.
Because a certain person.
That's true.
Would be angry, and it's really I've only told it to Small group of trusted people for that exact reason. I don't want to. Maybe one day. You know what? 100th podcast.
100th podcast.
I'll tell this story.
Yeah.
No. 50th.
50th?
50th podcast. I'll tell the story.
All right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'll have to see if I can clear it. if I can get clear.
That shit was pretty nuts, but yeah.
If I can get clearance codes with with High Command to release such an insane.
Yeah, because till this day, that person does not want to talk about.
No, refuses. So out of respect, I would never put it on a.
I didn't think.
It's fine. You can leave this in. It doesn't matter because now everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, we'll have to tune in to the 50th." You know, we'll have to keep listening.
And then the 50th episode comes. It's just a big disappointment.
Yeah, no, still can't say it. Maybe the 100th.
Not even that. You tell the story that's not even that great.
I mean, it might not. I mean, it's weird because it's like
it's definitely interesting.
I was a part of it.
Yeah.
But it's not even from my perspective.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like a secondhand story, which is weird to say that I was still a part of it, though. But I can tell another weird story, though.
Sure.
Want to tell me the Mannequin story?
Ooh, with speaking of secondhand stories, that one dude.
Yeah, my uncle's friend.
Yeah.
So
That's a good one.
So this is a third-hand story because I was told it
From a secondhand.
from a second-hand story. But this is take it and leave it. There's plenty of stories of this on YouTube. So it's not which is weird. It's like, are either people just all making these stories up, or is it actually true? I hope it's not true, because it's terrifying.
It is.
So, I'm trying to remember it, but I know, I remember the gist of it. So, like, this guy, he was friends with my uncle, who remained unnamed. I can't remember, yeah, he was driving somewhere in the middle of, like, Nebraska, some fucking dumb, stupid place.
Somewhere with a cornfield.
Yeah, cornfield. Yeah, the beautiful middle of America. And I think his car broke down. And did it break down? Did he just have a flat? I can't remember. Anyway, he had to get out of his car, and a car pulled up behind him. And he was like, "Oh, maybe they'll help." And he saw there was two people in the car. And they were both tall. They were both big people because they were like, his head was like almost touching the roof, like tall.
Right. So
from so he sees the door like fling open. Then he sees like the person like swing their legs out. Like imagine like you're in a car and you swing your legs out first and put them on the ground. Then he saw hand go on this side of the car, like on the right side and the left, and like propel himself out. And then this is where it becomes a story. He said the thing turns and looks at him, and it's a fucking. It's like a faceless man. It's like a mannequin. Like it's no face. It's like crazy. that like vacant mannequin. Like if you were in JCPenney's and you saw a mannequin, that's what the face looked like. And then started running at him, like coming towards him, and he was so afraid he ran into the cornfield. And then he had the other corridor open. And he's running through the cornfield, and he hears them chasing them through the cornfield. He hears corn stalks breaking, and he's running. I don't know how far he went in, but then it got like a little watery, and like 'cause I think it rained recently. I think it was like a thunderstorm, so it got a little watery, and he just dove down into like the water and like put it like right underneath his nose. It was like completely submerged and like just surrounded by corn, and he just hears them like running around him like in circles, like searching for him. And he stood there. They think they were running around for like an hour, from what I remember the story correctly. And you just hear these people like bashing through the corn, like looking for this fucking dude for like an hour. And then he doesn't hear him anymore.
And they weren't like saying anything, those people?
Nothing. No noise. Just running.
Jesus.
Then he doesn't hear anything. Doesn't hear anything for like 20 minutes. He's like, I'm going to get up. And then he hears... And and then he hears again, but then he knows it's going like away. It's going away from him, and then he finally doesn't hear it. And then he thinks he hears like a car like drive by, so he's like, holy fuck, maybe they really left. But then he stood there again until daylight.
Yeah.
He stood there until daylight, and then finally got up. Finally went to his car. And I don't remember why he pulled over. I really don't remember. I don't remember if it was like a flat tire. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember.
But regardless.
Then he leaves.
Yeah.
And then he told my uncle this story. And they became friends because they met, because my uncle used to be a truck driver. So that's how they met, and that's how he told him the story. And yeah, it was
Even like if the person did have a face, there's no reason that they would like start running at you, and then they're just like looking for you without saying anything.
yeah, no,
That's fucking creepy.
yeah, and then add that the face was blank like a mannequin's. And he was also freakishly tall. Like, I think he said he was like 6, had to be over almost like 7, like huge.
Right.
Huge person. Just ran at him. So, yeah, that's the weird. And there's a bunch of these stories online. She YouTube it. I didn't believe it. And then when he told me, I was like, no way. And I fucking YouTubed it. And it's like videos upon videos of it. People having the same experiences. I saw a video of a cop saying he was like doing like his normal, rounds. And he saw a car parked in like a dark parking lot. And he's like, I don't see what these people are up to. And he shined his light and it was 4 people in a car. And they all were like mannequins. And he was like, he did like a double take and like shut the light off. And I turned it back on, and it was like the same thing.
Oh my god.
And then like, he was just like he was so like he just shut the light off and just drove away because he was like I must be hallucinating, I must be like out of my mind. And then like he never reported. He just drove because he's like I don't want to even know. He's like I don't want to know.
That one story about the Japanese woman was really creepy. There was like a dude breaking into her house.
Was it a mannequin too?
I think so.
Right? I think it was a mannequin.
Because I think she saw the man beforehand.
Just standing in the snow.
Yeah.
Like weird, like stuck. And then like followed her home.
Yeah.
And then started like trying to get in through the windows. And then called the cops. And the cops said they had reports of it already.
Yeah.
Which makes it like real. Which that terrorizes me even more because then it's like, so like in that Japanese town, like there's literally multiple reports of a faceless person trying to break into, and that's terrifying.
And the fact that it's so universal that like there's stories in America and
I guess who knows? I mean, it's just like I've never experienced, and I hope I never do. But it's just like
terrifying.
It's either everyone's making stories up,
yeah,
and having a fun time, or it's really happening. And I hope it's the first.
That freaks me the fuck out.
A few things I can deal with in this world. That's like my threshold. I can't deal with.
What if a faceless man came at you, charging at you, all of a sudden you were saved by Bigfoot?
That'd be fucking sick. I don't think I would like if a faceless man was charging at me. I'd like to think I would have the balls enough
to hit it,
to like stand my ground.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. Put me in that situation. The other part of Gino might be like, fuck this,
Fuck this.
The unrational one's like, fuck it, dude. He has no face. He's probably immortal. Get the fuck out of here.
Is that the Slender Man?
Run for your life. That's why I never get out of the car at night, and why I'll never see me drive through Nebraska, wherever the fuck this was in the middle of America, because weird shit like that happens in the middle of nowhere. You don't hear that happen in a city block. You hear it happen in the middle of nowhere in small towns. So you'll never find me there. You'll find me in densely populated areas where I'll be either shot or raped. I'll take that. I'll take those chances. Those I can come back from. Someone robbing me, I could probably win. A mannequin guy just running at me, that's not a fight I'm not gonna be able to win. So I'm not even gonna attempt it. Oh God.
Fucking creepy.
Oh, we should end it on the mannequins.
Yeah, I agree.
How long was it about?
It's 43.
That's more than enough time. Nobody even listens anyway. Fuck you guys. Bye.
Bye.
No one even cares.